friends, males, men, whatever, we all need a fraternity,
That me agree. Yeah, man. 100%.
right?
100%.
And iron sharpen iron. So I saying go?
Yeah,
Iron sharpen
same way,
iron. So we all need that as men. And me personally, never have that all the time. So welcome to my fraternity.
Yeah.
We call it the Arsenal of Life. On this podcast, we're going to talk about the arsenal that men need to tackle life. We're going to talk about, well, we're not giving away all the future topics yet. But today we're going to talk about surprises that we got when we were making that transition into being a man. Today I have with me some of my closest friends, and it just so happens that all of we attended Calabar. What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, considering we're called to the bar.
Ah,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. With me, Elroy Edwards. Ellie's Mobile Services.
That is
Best
correct.
mobile services in Canada you can find. It's all of us mechanic. Elroy, tell us a little bit about yourselves. Not to yourself.
Well, Elroy Edwards. I'm a very, let's say, very raw guy. So, yeah, you will find out later on. But yeah, I'm a
To put it mildly.
My,
to put it mildly, yes, a Calabar Pass student. So, as Grappine said, we're here to talk about a lot of things that we have faced growing up, and even as men.
we also have Mr. Peter Davies, accountant extraordinaire, man with a bag of letters behind his name. My personal accountant, right?
Right. Exactly. You need the accounting services done, hit me up.
Mr. Peter Davies, if you want to give a little preamble about yourself.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. So Peter Davies, as Grappine said, we all went to Calabar together. I've known him from then, right through to university. He's here now with, in Canada as well. Major in accounting. I've been doing auditing for forever. It seems like 15 years now. You know, father of soon to be 2.
Yeah.
You know, and as we go through life as men, we're going to talk about a lot of the topics that we face. You know, and just a pleasure to be here in good company.
And finally, but definitely not least, I have with me greatness, an Olympian, Mr. Kenneth Edwards, aka Mr. Foot to Face. That's a name he got in Calabar, and it stuck right through. Mr. Foot to Face, Mr. Kenneth Edwards, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I mean, obviously, it's a pleasure to be here among brothers. Kenneth Edwards, better known for my martial arts exploits. All my life, I've been a martial artist, and it's something I'm most proud of. It has obviously shaped me as a person, both as a man and as a father and a husband. Yeah, I don't think I need to go into much more as to my personality or accolades, but I think being here among you guys is something that we should have done, you know, a long time ago, but not before the time.
Yeah.
And it's really an honor and privilege. So, yeah, we can get into it.
All right.
And everyone will get to know us as we go along.
So we're gonna do this a little bit different. We're not gonna just sit around and talk, you know, which is the meat of the matter, of course. The real meat is that somebody's gonna have to get a 6. Somebody's gonna have to collect a 6 love. So we're going to do it all over a
Big
game
finger.
at dominoes.
Big finger never tell a lie. Still.
It's gonna be partner domino. For those who don't know what partner domino is, that's basically team sport. So it's me and Peter, right?
Versus the Edwards.
Versus the Edwards.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
Versus-
But Peter, I don't know you for a long time. From prep school.
Yes, from grade 1.
From grade 1.
From
A
grade
long
one.
time, you know,
Exactly. Yeah, man, we're coming from far, man.
From A long time.
So you
love
can't
time.
give a friend like that 6 love, right?
What you mean? What you mean? And the best things are, I love you. I love you. Shoot.
The first question of the night I'm going to post to the man them
Who have double six? The first question.
is, what is the biggest surprise when you make the transition? There's no specific age you have when you make that transition into being a man, but you know when you feel, you have a feeling, say, yo, yeah, I'm there now. What's the biggest surprise that you would get?
Me personally, not me personally, I do the same thing, but I still a learn, to be honest. Like,
Yes.
I still a grow, because I still have whole heap of childish ways where, as a big man, sometimes I look back at myself and, I say, yo, what may I do? But it really started, something click when I'm about 30. Like, that the age
30.
of 30, 30, something just click. Say, yo, you need to start. So before, we didn't know the dep on the road, just act young, I do what I need to do, I be wild. I would just play.
You mean it? No, I don't mean it.
But
A year play.
I might play.
Yeah, man, a year
So
play.
you would just play that. Okay.
Right, no, yeah.
Drop on this.
If I can
Watch back the video after.
so now this chat me with the talking, man. But anyways, yeah, so as I say, like, I'm still a grow, I'm still a learn, I'm still a see a lot of things that I need for improve on as a man. But the journey is not a journey where you can say, okay, we're here and now we have become men. It's still a continuous journey, I find.
Yes.
You understand? So for me, as I said, it was at 30 when I realized that I need to get my stuff together. I need to start doing certain things. I need to start with certain things. I need to fix up. Because the trajectory that I was on was not a good one. let's put it that way. You know what I mean? So now I'm still learning, and to be honest, being around you and my fellow lions, I kind of realize that all of us are different and similar in this journey. All of us have different points and perspectives, and we can all learn from,
Despite backgrounds, despite even profession or certain environments, that because all of it have different environments, on a day to day. But I think if we think about what the definition of manhood is, the common definition is provider, protector. Supposed to be hard. You're supposed to be serious. You're supposed to be just, and even to the point where you say, oh, you're a little bit childish or whatever, in certain aspects. Why can't that be a trait of a man? You know what I'm saying? Like why the status quo need to be that? Oh, you need to be tough and serious and always a whole a skull. You know what I'm saying? Because to tell you the truth, never really smile a lot, but he's one of the most humorous man I know.
expose your hand. Are you black the game?
I'm like,
You're black the game. Are you expose your hand, my friend? Are you first black? Are you black the game? 9. So that no look bad.
Yeah, man, that good man.
That no look bad.
see what's going on over there.
No worry about that. So. Jeez, I'm peeved.
Come through in your leg.
Yeah, me can't even look. Can I cut out my double 4 for you?
Hey,
I'm my fault. See, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And the money are hard for them now.
No, but in black the game, I not even know it's not your fault.
No, man, him know, man.
No.
yeah.
I can tell you this from my perspective. See? Like I thought, because my dad passed when I was pretty young.
How old?
A young teenager, 13, 14. Yeah? Before my 13th birthday, my dad had already passed. Yeah? So, I never really have that man to say, you know,
This is how you do
boy,
it.
you know what I mean? Or to tell me, to make me feel like I'm not a man. So I thought I became a man very soon. Yeah? But again, as you say, it's not until maybe, you know, the pressures of responsibility, you know, we're all fathers here, you know, that will humble a man. You know what I mean? And a lot of us, it don't humble we in the sense that, boy, we need to deal with our responsibilities, but it humble us in the sense for most of boy. You know, there's one of me out there. No, I'm not just living for myself, you know? So maybe we could even say that make you consider yourself.
man.
Consider changing
Oh, okay.
or coming out of that cocoon to become a man.
Okay.
You know? So yeah, I think that would be my simplest definition of when I thought I became a man.
I would agree too, you know. But one thing I would add in on the topic of responsibility is I think when you realize that you really become a man is when you're responsible for someone else's life.
Yes.
Not necessarily that you have kids.
Yes.
Because a lot of us too are also responsible for our parents.
True.
That's a good.
True.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
Exactly.
Good point. Yeah.
You know, our parents probably put us through school. You know, now that we're out in the world, they look to us as kind of like their pension too.
Yeah, that is true. That is
And
true.
until you're kind of like understand the hardships of like going out there in the working world, putting up with politics, and having to actually take care of another life. You know, there's no rule book to this whole thing,
Yeah.
right? It's not like we were given a manual or anything like that.
No.
Facts.
You know, it's
Why the manual there with a fat so.
Exactly. You know, and that's probably one of the biggest challenge too, is like having that guidance there. You know, someone to tell us that, hey, do this, do that. And if you don't have growing up a strong male figure in the household, a lot of us will also turn to what we see on the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was my first role model. You know,
But segue to the role model thing then. See?
yeah, play Peter.
I think because I just had several role models, being, you know, martial artists and instructors and you know, so on. But as you evolve,
But it's unfair. You grew up around testosterone, Bridget.
yeah, completely.
Yeah, you grew up around
you know,
it.
from high school
For your father to the martial arts, yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
High level
Yeah.
as well.
So, yeah.
However, you coming into your own as a man that is running a household and you know, having to be in a relationship and, you know, raising kids. Look, I remember, you know, nothing more important than that. No matter what job you hold, no matter what title you hold, nothing more important than the life you raise and the legacy that you leave.
But question. When when do you start valuing it? Because you have people who have kids and them not
Composing.
Pause.
Grab
Yeah, man, I'm a partner. I can't tell
From
you.
a history class.
But I'm a partner, man. I can't.
You sure you want to play that?
Yeah, positive.
Sure you want to play that?
You just say it.
Yeah, play. Play, no man.
Right, boy. Long time.
Wait a minute.
No man, pause, but yeah, play.
Force number 6.
You couldn't play that, man.
Are they only 6 and a half?
I say, you know, Peter, now watch again.
Number 6 and
That's my pass, yeah? That's what my pass on for.
Them two. Yeah, play.
We not drink that much yet.
But watch you know. So you focus on
Me in the pig.
and you know choose a role model.
That's okay. That's okay. Grabs can't play yourself, so don't worry.
It is okay to choose a role model.
Oh, you pass.
We not just talked about this.
Yeah, missing man.
We just talked about this.
Yeah, missing man.
That don't make sense.
Role models.
No, man, we forgot shuffle over then, man.
No, man, we're talking about role models right now.
So the role model thing, if it will, because what
That's
you
a pass,
what you
yeah,
may
play.
think is your best role model may very well not be You get what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, the men who you grew up respecting or admiring, yeah, probably had traits where undesirable.
Them have whole bunch guy. For me can talk for myself.
That can go for all of it though?
No, not necessarily. Depends on your upbringing.
Yeah.
Cause me grew up Craigtown.
No, I mean in terms of having undesirable traits. But
Oh,
still,
yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. But that also comes with being independent or critical thinker, because a lot of people just follow.
Yeah.
So even though you might see undesirable traits, you might think it's a good thing. You just think it's normal.
You think it's
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
true,
when you can, that's why I love the environment to grow up.
Yeah,
Calabar, we meet up every different environment, some uptown, some downtown.
yes.
So we did mix and mingle with everybody, so we know. You know what I mean? So we kind of can think for ourselves.
Yeah.
So for me grew up at Craigtown, see? And me also say the man them are carrying big girl, big things we can't really talk on this. And that was being a man.
Yeah.
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 So that is what you strive
Yeah.
to be. Right? Peter, you pass.
Wait, me not play?
You can't play.
Well, I mean, you just clear that. Kenneth say pass it.
Yeah, that can
No, no,
Oh, okay.
The conversation I'm more interested in.
Yeah, no, me I try catch up back. Cause me get a pass, so me never like.
Pass.
You pass?
Yeah.
What about afford it?
So Craigtown.
Yeah, so you see a whole heap of things where you don't really like.
About time.
Are you playing now?
Yeah. See how well if I things you don't like.
Yeah, so as him talk about undesirable traits, it's not until
Are you grab?
yeah man, are you man?
May I ask him how much him have?
Yeah, about 6.
Me see a whole heap of things where me the things that was cool and good, but as me get older and as me start have my own household and start to take care of my own things and then me get kids on top of me, I say yo, all of that wouldn't make sense.
Would make sense.
In the lifestyle where I live now, it wouldn't fit.
Because those people didn't have that.
You
know what I
understand?
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the exposure.
You look like I told him I play.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah man, I have the next four. I have the next four.
Yeah.
You wanna see it?
Winner. So 1-1.
One I'll play two.
One I'll play two.
One I'll play 2.
Kenny, how you this thing?
So
Wouldn't have no other way.
Edward.
while at Craigtown you see all of that.
Yeah.
And with most people that would probably shape who they are entirely. Full stop.
Yeah. Full
Right.
stop. Some
Full stop.
people. But, and the next thing what happened to me now is because the war they get out of Craigtown and families it involved. So some families they have to take with themselves and move to other places. So we move to a place we call Temple Hall. I don't know if you know Temple Hall.
Double 6 goals.
So we did move to Temple Hall and up at Temple Hall we get exposed to a different lifestyle. People are going river for wash clothes, farming, raising chicken, like, and to me that was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that me fall in love with that aspect of life where you can just get up, go water your plants, go pick off something to eat, go chill, go cock up your foot. And you get what I say? All you have to worry about a JPS. And you're farming to take care of that if how you run it.
Yeah.
You get the man say? So that lifestyle was way different and it kind of like showed me a different aspect of life.
Yeah.
You get come from zinc fence and gutter and gully.
Were there any male figures who you identify with like, as a difference in that new environment versus the old environment?
No,
Or shape,
no.
shape that view?
No, not necessarily.
It's just the environment.
The environment, because everybody did know. It's like you leave from the ocean and go in an aquarium. And then you go back into the ocean again. It's like everybody just know what them role is in the aquarium.
Yeah.
And everybody know what their role is and the roles are different. In the ocean is dog eat dog, which is the garrison. And then in the aquarium now, everybody just try to live peaceable.
Cool.
You get me? And say, so in the countryside now, you hardly find no man to tell them one about their mother. You hardly find no man out. Not to say that it don't happen.
Because you probably eat at that person's mother's house. Every other week.
So it was a difference. So the man them upper them side there. It's not like say them wouldn't thump in your face or chop you with them cutlass if push come to shove, but it never was necessary.
The environment of a whole heap to do with it, man. Because
I mean, if you play again?
No.
Because you see, if you're in a space where I'm gonna tell you, so I'm gonna go, there's aggression. Because again, testosterone, and that's what we say, I'm gonna say, oh, testosterone is your own testosterone, but martial arts environment was one of the most peaceful environments.
Really?
That you could, yes.
What's off, man?
Yeah, man, it's one of the most respectful, nobody.
Because everybody knows that them can, if you can put.
No, it's not just, that is just what the tenets are. That's just what you are taught.
Yeah.
I mean, you said this every day. Your courtesy, integrity, perseverance. All these traits is what you learn.
So,
a matter of fact, it's an oath. You say it.
So different environments have different core values.
Different, exactly. Yeah. So therefore, when you go so now and you go bring that, what do you bring to your household now? You know what I'm saying? After
all of that
interacting
exposure,
in, your various environments. I find so that is key, because if you have never had to be disciplined, I'm gonna mean discipline like, you get whole heap of beaten when because, most of we experience that. But discipline in the sense that, you're mannered, you know how to behave, you know time and place, you know the words to say, you know who to talk to a certain way, hierarchy, stuff like that. But, like, how do you raise kids? And I think you have a more ease of raising children if you understand that these protocols are
These dynamics,
So as I said, martial arts has a big imprint on my life, a big imprint on my household. Because my eldest is the senior to the other two children.
Hierarchy.
And they need to understand that. Not to say they won't fight and they won't disagree and whatever, but you have to defer to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
Yeah. And you say, whereas if you get if you get one in line,
Yes.
The others will follow.
everybody else will fall in line.
Not in my family. Not in my family.
Again, your
Hopefully.
your family dynamic dictates too, but guess what? I think if you have, again, protocol, you can't, go through an audit sheet without where you start and where you
Now, where you look for,
You know what I'm saying? So, at the same thing, once you know, listen, this is the way to approach it, then you have a playbook,
But as we go back to me learn through exposure.
Yeah.
So enough of the things that me learn, I never get taught or I never get exposed to it in a growing environment like martial arts, because a nurturing environment like that.
Yeah.
You play Manning Cup.
Yeah, but
It was a good ball.
but a Manning Cup environment and discipline are two different disciplines.
Yeah, man.
You play under Wagga, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like the whole core values thing where Taekwondo, martial arts have. Good job. Taekwondo have, them kind of core values like discipline and all of that. Regular, I pass through Manning Cup training and them operate like soldiers.
Yeah.
When at that time.
Yeah, because you have to.
You have to. They were in training, In training,
you have to.
It's like match setting. Everybody walk off the field in a perfect line. You
have to, because Wagga was a man like this. He was a drill sergeant, but he was also soft and loving. So it's almost like you want to do him say, and you don't want to do it, but you want to do it because you know him is a kind and
Him give instruction.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You get to me and say,
Now that's a role model that can make you emulate what a man is supposed to be. I would say, because I learned through my masters and instructors what based on their personality. Just like a Wagga figure. You know what I mean? Like that is the kind of man that is what I want to emulate to youth, especially my youth.
Alright, look on it like this. For me, Wagga would be a good role model. Yeah. Wagga would be a good role model, right? Grandpa, how much you have? One? Kenneth, how much you have?
One, sir.
One dynamite you have?
Yeah, man. I can't win.
But the question what I was gonna ask is that wouldn't that
Perhaps you have 5? If you don't have 5, you can't win.
wouldn't that environment help?
A 5, if you don't have 5, you can't. You stay. No, you put
Help
5
him.
yourself.
Help him.
But they can't never have no choice.
Oh, but are you me watching you ahead, you know?
I grew up in here.
You win a 5-4. Cause 5 again.
So wait, you want to play before me?
But just say 5 alone. I say winner for the 5. That I say winner for the. That me say first. What the first thing me say? Winner for the 4. No. That me say winner for the 4. Cause a 5 again.
I wanted 2 more.
But okay.
We can't
I
go
mean,
winning on a shuffle at the same time.
I may have the double 2, you know. So what's the game say? 2-1? Yeah. 2 low. 2 low. I really 3 game is still. No, but my. So me can never give me a little clue. Come say put 5, you know. So give me a little clue.
Did I
No?
try and get a clue?
Yeah, that's right.
Before the clues. I find that when we're a part of a team, whether I was in rugby and also Key Club, still teams. Yeah, remember Key Club? Yeah, still teams, right?
Winner pose.
My draw for the football, Peter, I think it would be wise if you post. I mentioned football because that team spirit, the same set of core values that team have and dream into everybody else. I think I thought that would be
No, that's
a
us
big
on the
piece.
field and when we are around Wagga.
But then too, at the same time, you can take what you learn on the field and in that sportsmanship.
That is true, but usually
That's like real life.
is when you reach a certain level of maturity, you look back on certain things and then you apply it. But in the moment at 17, 16, 15, when you play for Wagga, you just know. So when you reach a Wagga training, you know what you have to do. So it's like code switching, like yeah. So it's like code switching. Cause when we go back and get to, we can't apply Wagga teachings. We survive this. So. you follow me? I say.
And I mean, you probably could. It's just that you don't look at the teaching as in a formal way, because it's something I always say. When I compare martial arts structure to, and remember I did martial arts as a sport and as a discipline, as a legit martial artist, right? But when I encourage,
so if we ever go into a war, we put Kenneth at the front.
right, which people have tried to do, but I also ran well. Remember I did. but when I encourage people to put them kids into school, I mean it's one of probably the better football players we used to watch at Calabar.
Yeah.
And I said, put your kid in football, but also put him in martial arts, because I believe that martial arts, unlike any other sport, and I'm talking as a sport, does more for the participant. And not to be biased, and yes, I'm biased, but than anything else, because it is so formal in the discipline aspect, into the life lesson aspect. Yeah,
I get you.
No other sport. No other.
I get
If you can name me another sport that make your kid stand up and recite an oath that will make them build a more peaceful world. To tell them your aim is to build a more peaceful world. Your aim is to be courteous. Your aim is to, and it's something you say before and after every.
So it's like
session.
a warrior and a god
Exactly.
kind of situation.
Exactly.
Okay.
If Slugger is watching this right now, So we'll definitely be thinking about the hacker.
The hacker, exactly.
Yeah.
When you see the New Zealanders in anything that they do.
You ever watch a rugby game? And you see them you see when they do like to intimidate the other team, and you see them do the yeah, that whole thing is called a hacker. Yeah, you were saying?
Man. Yeah, exactly. So it's building up a subculture in your subconscious that this is how you need to portray yourself in society.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't just walk around as a good football player or a good fighter. You know what I mean? Like you are a good human being first,
But don't you have some fighters that are like that though?
because they're not real martial arts. Fighters. You know what I mean?
Brawlers.
Yeah, they're fighters.
Brawlers.
And that's why I make the distinction between being the athlete versus being the martial arts practitioner. Because practicing the way of the martial arts is different from sport. You know? So, yeah,
But when we like say the sport,
exactly what next to the sport.
yeah, we don't really,
To the sport.
we don't really go into the discipline
the
of
discipline aspect.
The
man,
wax on, wax off.
because that's all right. For example, when we talked earlier about my son, my son is a peaceful youth, but him have a time when if him snap,
Yeah.
I eat that. But I want him to get in a point where him learn to deal with confrontation before him reach the level of snapping.
The discipline is starts.
Yes.
Discipline in response.
Yes.
Which again is something that, most of it.
Me still a struggle with it, so it's hard for me to teach.
Exactly, we struggle
Like,
with
so it's
it,
hard for me
that's
because my chip lick eat, my
Yeah,
quick and
yeah.
fast. You get me? So it's hard for me to teach him how to have patience or when or what not to do when you know, cause me know what me would have do in a certain situation.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Ready. You get me? I say, but me no want that for him, but I also want it for him, for be able to do it if necessary.
If necessary.
So you have to strike a balance, right?
Yeah, but it's hard for me because me up on one side of and for sons, when I realize for sons, you have to show them. For example,
Yeah, man.
like anything him I do, me have to can do it with him. So if me I do basketball with him, when me carry him to the court to play basketball, me have to take the shots them too. Me have to run with him. Me have to show him say, yo, me can do it. So anything me I tell you to do, is something way me can do myself.
Yeah. No man, that's something my son.
You get what I say?
My son
Right, right.
And regular, Dad, can you do this? Dad, can you do that? You know what I mean?
Is it something that you really cannot do, or it's just one of those little?
No man. And me have to say, yeah man, I can do. Mostly if it's positive.
Or if you can't, you try.
Yeah. But it just show where the mind is at because you are them frame of reference.
Thank you. Just like how the ghetto youth them was my frame of reference.
We could segue into that. Go back to that point about the frame of reference in the home, the ghetto youths. What exactly make you realize, or at what point you said to yourself, this ain't it?
When we get locked up for the second time.
Second time?
The second time, yeah.
Come to the first time. Couldn't say.
Me get locked up at Jamaica.
Never realized the first time.
No, I get locked up at Jamaica when Bowler was still alive. God rest him soul.
soul.
Yeah,
Rest in
guess what
peace,
I
bro.
say?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we did have some little war with some KC boy. Alright, what the Africa, there's a Spanish Town bus stop. And police that have come because we always they don't know it go already.
Yeah.
So police come and then scrape the first couple where they see, and me was happened to be one of the first couple where them see. Right? And then up here now, we come up here now and I get up in some contentions with some youth over my own things. So I have to show them, say me no walk over. So I end up a jail for that. Yeah.
And then they say, all right,
And then-
no.
Yeah, and then me realize say, yo, that temper up me here. A yard, and that is why twins are twins say, if you eat at a yard, when you come off for it,
You're a bigger idiot.
you got to. How the game look so?
Game crap.
What?
Yes.
Oh, Peter, you passed earlier? Oh, you only have one.
Anything you play, my friend. Anything you play.
brother.
Yeah.
Just play it on the tree already.
Am I going away? Am I going away?
But yeah, man, that will teach you a lesson.
100%, man. 100%, man. And then the way them deal with me, them deal with me different than Jamaica. Jamaica,
course
them
it
just
does.
they rough you up and give you 2 conk in your forehead. You get probably get a bat in your side, or, and then they fling it in the side. But up your side, them a strip you naked. Them a tell you to spread this and stand up certain way, and where them a look for me, no know.
So this is
You
like
get to me,
serious lock up like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
something like holding cell thing.
Yeah, man, all in cell involved. yeah, all in cell involved. But me never go to prison part. Me never go to prison part. Thank God. Yeah. You see
And
me?
then you say, alright.
And then me I say,
No.
no, me can't live my life. Me can't make my temper. Me can't make the macho man.
Macho business.
Yeah, because that is what it's supposed to be. A man, the boy. You see me, me not take no this from no boy. Sometimes you can take a this.
Yeah, man.
And just
Yeah, man. Sometimes you can take a this.
man.
Yeah, take a this and go and hold it and just.
I take a this
I know
to
where
the
it is.
Grab split the one
much of it. Hold on, me have to ask Peter something. Much.
Ah, yeah, load
Come on, Peter.
No, but you might, what on, man? One.
Go on. What? You want to have Peter?
Well, Peter.